When Mom passed away, in that situation with my sister, I want to show you what the way God operates. I've got a cousin named Karen. As soon as her picture turns around here, I'll show her to you. Let's see if I can get a good picture. Over there. Yeah, right there. Whoop. Okay, that's Karen. That's my cousin. Karen grew up in a place called Alpine Junction. The house actually had a outhouse, which was unique. They didn't get indoor plumbing until the 60s, and Aunt Betty didn't care. You know, Aunt Betty is my dad's twin sister. Anyways, I've known Karen my whole life. I used to go out there and spend weekends with Todd and Glenn, my cousins. Uncle Ron delivered mail. But anyways, Tuesday after Mom passed, Karen stopped by the house, and we had coffee, sat out on the porch and talked. And she invited me to her church. Now, when I was growing up, Karen was pretty much just like me. I don't think she saw the inside of a church, but I never asked what her personal life was. But she got involved in church. She also brought up the issue concerning my sister. I didn't tell her. Somebody else told her what happened. She told me, again, my Bible. She told me to go to Psalms 39 and read it and meditate on it. What I'm about to read, I do with my devotions every morning. I told you previous that dealing with my sister, I'm hard-cased, hard-nosed. All I want to do is pound her for what she did. But Karen showed me in Psalms 39 reality. And I'm still learning. I say this scripture every morning, I read it, and meditate on it. Does it do any good for me? I think it does. Is it wearing me down to where I can actually forgive my sister? That's a long ways off. But when I read this, it's already a breath away. Case in point. I said, I will watch my ways and keep my tongue from sin. I will put a muzzle on my mouth as long as the wicked are in my presence. But when I was silent and still and not saying anything good, my anguish increased. My heart grew hot within me. And as I meditated, the fire burned. Then I spoke with my tongue. Show me, O Lord, my life's end and the number of my days. Let me know how fleeting is my life. You have made my days a mere hand's breadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. Each man's life is but a breath. Man is a mere phantom as he goes to and fro. He bustles about, but only in vain. He heaps up wealth, not knowing who will get it. I recall reading that for about the first month, and pretty much no thoughts came to my head. Just, I put my sister's sin aside. I keep telling myself that I love my sister and that I respect her. She did what she did because she thought it was best for Mom. When I was in the Marine Corps, I was in the world. I had the world in the palm of my hand. My other videos prove it. I was egotistical. My way or go to hell. You know? You want to deal with me, you'll call me Gene. Rank? No. I take showers. I use deodorant and Irish Spring soap. Right Guard deodorant and Irish Spring soap. That was my saying when people threw rank at me. And I didn't care if you were a general or a colonel or private or PFC. My name was Gene. And that's the way it was. From PFC all the way up to Gunny. What I said went, as I proved in those other videos. I should have been court-martialed for my actions with Lieutenant Colonel Doyle. I should have followed the rules and just taken my PC test instead of taking all three of them. But the thing is when you're in the world, you want to prove yourself. I am great. I am mighty. I am invincible. You're trash. You're nothing. I don't consider myself nothing, but I do consider myself a Christian that believes the Bible. Now what God says here, you have made my days a mere hand's breadth. The span of my years is as nothing before you. The story of Moses is interesting. Moses spent 40 years growing up. From the time he got out of the basket till he was 40 years old, he was educated Egyptian. Even though he knew he was a Jew, he was educated Egyptian. When he killed that Egyptian and had to leave Egypt, it took him 40 years. 40 years to become the most humble man on earth, according to Scripture. I look at that in my life. Yes, I was raised until I was 20. Then I spent the next 20 years in the Marine Corps, where I was educated in how to go to the line, push the line to gain respect. And I gained respect. Remember that 50-year anniversary and those 13 COs? Every one of them remembered me. Every one of them remembered me. And each one had a different story concerning me. Even the man that counseled me for what I said about Ronald Reagan. I had to sign at page 11. Okay, fine. You know. Would I do it again? Yes. Because I was in the world. I'm not in the world anymore. I'm of the world. I consider myself to be God's tool. Sure, I pray every day. I ask Mom and Chuck to talk to Jesus to take me home. But he's not done. My will is not accomplished. Will it ever be accomplished? I have no idea. Don't know. That's not for me to decide. That's for him to decide. And it's interesting how things like that happen. When I got back into church, and Chuck smiled. During that time, I never took my shoes off when I went to the altar. I went to the altar fully clothed. And I thought God was talking to me. He might have been. But it wasn't until I needed God that I opened up my Bible and, Joshua, take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. But I didn't say that, because previous to that, I was told, change the words and make the Bible personal. Put your name in there. Gene, take off your shoes, you're on holy ground. Whoa! Yeah. Oh, okay, God. Took my shoes off. That's when I started hearing God speak to me. Because I took my Bible each and every time to the altar without my shoes, because it was holy ground. I've got ANS in my Bible so many times that when I speak to God, I just open up my Bible and point, and boom, ANS. Immediate answers. Immediate. Now, call it coincidence. Put any word you want to on it. But what I'm saying is that God talks to me. Just like with Karen. I did not think Karen would get back into church after I did. I didn't think Karen would, but she did. Is she an angel? Dad left that morning about 8 o'clock to go to Debbie's because of a bank situation. Debbie had put her name on Dad's money, and I guess she wanted total control of the money. So Dad needed to have answers, so Dad took off and went up to wherever Debbie lives. I did not go because of the promise to my mother. I'd be home when I'm needed to bury whichever one that passed first, and I'd be there until the second one passed, and then I would get my freedom reestablished. That didn't happen. I'm still dealing with that situation because I feel like I'm not honoring my mother. Mom and I talked about that. She told me not to worry about it, and for me to go on with my life. In fact, she even told me to be careful on the motorcycle. Yeah. But she said that in spirit. She said that in spirit. Because like I told you, I talked to Mom and Chuck for an hour, along with Jesus. Mom knew about the motorcycle. And she released me from my promise that I made to her, that I'd come home when called and bury whichever one passed first and be there until the second one passed. She let me off. Do I still feel obligated? Yes, I do. Because it's the old Marine Corps stuff. What I say goes. Period. No deviation. Now that's my thorn. You know, like Paul had a thorn. We never knew what Paul's thorn was because he never said what his thorn was. It could have been an ex-wife. You know, there's no telling. Some people said it was some kind of a disease. Some people said it was cataracts in his eyes and he was half blind. You know, people come up with more stuff than Carter's got liver pills. But just having that thorn and relying on God to take care of it, that's enough for me. You know. Am I released from that promise? Yeah. Am I accepting it? Yeah. There's days where I wish I didn't get on that motorcycle and head west. There's days I wish I would have stayed there and fought my sister legally through the courts. But then again, the Bible is real specific on that. A Christian does not take another Christian to court. Now, is my sister a Christian? I have no idea. I don't have a clue. But this Christian will not lower my standards of my faith and take anybody to court or badmouth anybody. I will not do it. That I will not do. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw this out and just my 2 cents. And God does provide. He provided me Karen that Tuesday. She arrived within minutes after Dad leaving. She arrived. And we spent about 2 hours talking on the porch, drinking coffee. In fact, I had to make a new pot. So, anyway, yeah. I did go with Karen to her church the following Sunday. I should have went to Hillcrest. I could have seen Mom and Chuck one more time. Or been with them one more time. But Mom and Chuck knows me. So I'm not worried nor am I concerned about that. Anyway, hope you have a good day and a good week. God bless. Bye.